Hello, I'm Reemerarius, it's Channel 57, and today, Brioche is happening! For me, what is it? It's Wednesday? It's Thursday? It's Thursday. And she's getting there. I should explain, right? So last week, Brioche was supposed to happen, but life occurred, and I couldn't. So, pros and cons so far. I like the general idea. There's a few things that I'm not going to be able to do in Reemerarius Studio that I'm going to have to do in Unity. For example, her blouse, I wanted to have slight transparency. I don't know how Reemerarius Studio hasn't done this yet, and I think they could. Because look at this. I thought to give her glasses, which I'm kind of not sure if I want her to keep. In my head, she had glasses. She had like round, cute little glasses. And unfortunately, I also wear glasses in real life. And it makes her feel like they're a bit too similar to mine. And it feels weird. So, I like her hair. I'm happy I went back to the bun idea. I am happy about that. Originally, she had more of a hime bang cut. But I don't know, there was something about the hair swooping in her face. Because the more I thought about her as an individual, right? She's kind of moody. Or at least you would think she's moody. She kind of she can get a bit of an attitude, I reckon. I don't think you're always gonna see it. I think she's just more blunt and like standoffish. Because the people she meets along the way in the game aren't the ones who hurt her. It's like the people she's met in the past. So you think she'd embody that, even if subconsciously to some extent. So her outfit was a bit of an odd one because it doesn't read that way. Because on one hand, I'm like, well, she's trying to start anew. She's trying to start fresh. Maybe she wouldn't dress the same way she did a couple years ago. But there still should be some signs of I just hit my desk. There still should be some signs of scarring, right? From the things she's gone through. Which is why I thought, oh, well, maybe trying to hide behind her bangs because she still kind of doesn't want to be known. Because in her case, and this isn't a big deal because you find out about this right at the beginning, right? In her case, she started college late by 2 years. Because she didn't want to go with the primary group of people who made growing up so hard. She had the chance of holding off and going later, so she took it. However, there are still some people there who recognize her because maybe they were a couple grades younger than her, but they still were in high school together. And maybe she was hoping sort of to hide herself. But when it comes down to it, I don't know how to explain it. I've been falling in love with just unnecessary patterns and texture merging. And I like the top. And I do like the skirt. I meant to paint her nails. I meant to paint them purple because the glasses turned out purple and the shoes, which is the same texture as the skirt, have this harsher purple on the bottom. And I thought that'd be cute to bring onto her hands somehow, and I figured I could just do her nails. So I think after this little update, I'll paint her nails purple. I mean, I guess I could do it right now. But I don't know how I feel about the stockings. They should match the yellow in the shirt. Because originally they had another pattern on them, but I thought, oh, I'm doing way too much. I should cut back. It does have a texture though. And when you zoom in, you can kind of see it more. Everything has some kind of weird texture thing going on because I just wanted the visual interest. Even her skin technically should be very, very lightly textured because that's just how I did the skin. I don't know how well all the little bits and bobs. You can kind of see it more on her neck. Even my model skin has a similar texture. It's just something I started doing way back when. Even though you might have a few close-ups, you might see it. But right now, I'm happy with the top, and I know I'm going to change the transparency. I do like the skirt. That I don't know what this belt's doing. It just exists. Originally, it was slightly designed differently, and it was like a bigger, like kind of like fashion statement piece kind of belt. And now it's just this guy, which isn't really even holding up the skirt because there's no loops to it. It's just there. And I don't mind it. Sometimes you just wear a decorative belt, right? But it also doesn't match anything else on the outfit. Like I said, the shoes were the same pattern that's actually on the skirt, just more condensed down. And the purple on the shoes and the glasses, it's the purple, pardon that, used in the shading. The shading's just not as noticeable as the same shade of purple because of the transparency I put on it, because it's just the shading. But I'm hoping there's like an old vibe to her clothes. Like it feels 80-ish, like the 1980s kind of. I don't know what happened, but I kind of like it. And the glasses do not help. They don't. So what I'm hoping to do is when I lower the transparency on the top, because I don't know why V-Rate Studio won't, because these lenses are transparent. So they can make transparency work in their program. For some reason, they don't apply it to the clothes. So if you want to put transparency on a V-Roy Studio made model, you have to take it over into Unity. And I always forget what to turn on, so I always have to fiddle around. It's either in a drop-down menu or it's a checkbox that's like you're telling it something about picking up on alpha, whatever it is, right? And it will. And that will allow you to mess with the transparency. So I'm thinking the transparency on the shirt, because she does have a shirt on under this. It's just like a basic little black tank top, but it is there. And I'm thinking about just keeping it that way. And I'm thinking, because there's just something a little off about the leggings. They are technically leggings, because what I use to do the leggings is in V-Roid Studio, it's the bodysuit. And for some reason, the bodysuit feet don't move when you put on like heels. So they stick out. And I hate that. So you have to erase the feet. And so it technically makes them leggings instead of tights, which is what I wanted them to be. However, I don't think you're gonna like, you can see if I purposely let you see into her shoes, but I don't think you're usually gonna see. So what I think I'm gonna do is change the transparency to at least up into the shadow, because I purposely put this purple shadow shading in case like there's ever a pose or something I need her to make that might be a bit concerning. It might show a little too much. It disappears into the void. And I can make it where it's a bit more transparent, and that might look better. I think that's what I want, because I took them off and I just didn't like them off. I don't know what it is. So like what I had in my head with this outfit, she has on leggings, like really tall socks. But when I tried that, I just didn't like it. So I'm like, when I tried like the tall socks and without, I just didn't like it. So I think that's gonna have to, I'm gonna try to some transparency. And because then it will also help match this, because that's essentially what I ended up doing. I have my top, the overall matching shade is the shadow color, this purple. And when I did this, I'm like, well, let's bring this purple down. And so I knew the shoes were going to be purple. And I was not sure about the leggings, the stockings, whatever they are now. So I'm going to try transparency on them, along with the shirt, and hopefully that'll fix it. I'm pretty much sold on it though. And then there'll be some color variants for you to choose from. I'm still not 100% about her face, and it's weird. Because I did make her eyes a bit bigger. That was like the last thing I did. That's why we're like on this screen. And I figured while I had the time, I wanted to go ahead and make my update for the week. And on one hand, I know why I initially went for this look. She's kind of standoffish. She's kind of like untrusting of people. she's always like calculating in her head, if this goes wrong, how do I get out like the least unscathed? So she doesn't have the friendliest face. But for a while, Brioche in my head did. She had like very cute, sort of like early 90s, late 80s, like I guess more so leaning towards like card captures, Sailor Moon-esque kind of eyes. But when I tried them on her, I was like, it's not quite right. So I took these eyes and I actually made these eyes a bit wider. They were more narrow than this. And that helped some, but I don't know if I still like them. Like, she's gonna sit here for a bit. I think I'm gonna export everyone out at once and do all the stuff I need to do in Unity all together. I think that's just would be easier to make all the models and do everything I can for them in Vroid Studio and then move them over and finish them all up one after the other in Unity instead of feeling like I'm going back and forth between two programs. That way, this will also get me some time to let this sit and really come back to it and think about it. Because I might like it now, but I don't know. There's just something about it. Because my own outfit, I've been wanting to go back. I don't want to change anything about it other than like adding some kind of like texture more to it. But it has a lot of detailing, so I'm not really in a rush to. But it didn't really have a lot of texture. It has like it should have looked like it had like a bit of a silky finish. So it had like the lighting and shading mattered more at the time than the texture. But I don't know. Like, are they all gonna look like this? I haven't quite. I know at least one other one will. I know he will. His outfit is a lot of, like in my head right now, it's a lot of fabric. So having like a lot of designs and stuff on it works. It's not necessarily about structure for his outfit. There's another one whose outfit might be a bit too simple, so I might rely on patterns on him as well. One of them is more structured because I need to show you something. It's gonna be a little weird because we gotta zoom in on her boobs. But you can see I originally did draw the buttons in. The issue is because of how the shirt is modeled in here, it like forms instead of like on a real person. This depending on the fabric, I suppose. It's not guaranteed to dip like this. But because it does, it warps my buttons. And I've tried to fix them, but they just don't look good. So what I'm going to have to do when I move over into Unity, I know some basics when it comes to like modeling basic stuff that doesn't need rigging. And I can make a button or two and attach it to her. I know how to do that. Because I've done stuff like that on like previous little models. So I know how to. I think I'm gonna leave them drawn because I've seen that before. Was sometimes you have the outfit and like even the detailing's drawn on it, but then like the detailing's redone as like 3D models on top. I always assumed it was one of two things. Either they didn't know if they'd have time to model it, so they just drew everything on it, or in case for some reason that like finer details didn't load, it's at least on the model in some capacity. I think in this case I'll leave them, but I do think I'm gonna make a little button to put on top of everything. Cause that's 6, there's 9 buttons. That might actually be a lot of buttons. The buttons are on a separate layer, so I could delete them later anyway. If really need, like before I export her. But I'm still debating. And the only thing I'm really debating about, I know I'm gonna replace the buttons with like a modeled button because I just hate how it looks good. It looks okay at certain angles, and then at other angles, you can tell the buttons aren't good. So I know I want to do that. Like I said, the transparency. I might have, maybe should have tried out with a Hime cut. maybe that would fix my issue with the eye if you could see both eyes. We could test real quick. We're in here. Front. Let's just see, because this has like, I think this has a pre-made one. It'll at least give us the idea. What? Oh. Maybe? Is there another one? This is like a shorter one. Oh, I do not like that on her. Maybe. Seeing both of her eyes is nicer. I get why I initially went for the cover up. But this also does fit in a bit more with her backstory. I think I like that first one I tried. Because it's still a bit in her face. But I think it also likes that it came down with this. So if I... What? I hate when it does that. I hate when you click on it, it opens it. I get it. Like, yeah. I need to go through now. Because I want to see it completely done, but I need to move it. Why are these one? Why is there like one in each of them? All right. Yeah. Yeah. I think I like it better. Oh, all right. I think that's it then. I do like the other one, but it kind of fits her more, I think. You can't really see her eyebrows anymore. If I squish it... Sorry, something about having them all open I don't like, so I closed them. I don't know why. Alright. But the first one is the main front here. Oh, I can delete this now. I try not to have extra materials if I can help it. I wonder if I should just grab the bottom. I could take it hair by hair, but I am wondering. Yeah, just move the bottom up. I do think I like it a bit more out of the eyes. She looks cute with this one. She looks pouty. But now it has me wondering, is this the... No, this one, the sides. If I want her... I wish I could just say the whole thing and hide it. Or do I still like these? I think I still like them. I feel like there's nothing... I feel like there should be more going on in this general area. So having the hair there is nice. I like it. It may not be for everyone, but my brain appreciates having it there. I guess if she was a jewel... she doesn't feel like she'd be a jewelry kind of gal. If she was, I think she'd have like a necklace on, and that would do it for my brain. I might have also... Because I do know in my head she did have long bits coming down. That was satin. The bangs were more like this. And I thought I was feeding into like her personality when I'm like, oh, it should be swooped. And I did like it. But I think this is much true to her. This was the original hairstyle. This is way more so the original hairstyle I had in mind for her. I don't know how well you can tell, but there is like a texture. I think I've seen someone do it as well, but I put the texture in because I put like designs on everything else, and the hair kind of actually felt plain in comparison. So I'm like, what if I also put like a pattern in the hair? And it's a little hard to tell, but it's just like this vine, this like rose thorn vine pattern I had in I don't know when I imported it. I don't think it came with Krita. I think I imported it myself. but I'm hoping with the buttons added and the opacity for the shirt and the leggings, stockings, whatever, it'll work out. We're over, right? Oh, okay. Cool. Great. Thanks. But I did say, don't mind that. It's more like a toy. There's no detailing to it. Is it the same purple? Is this purple the same purple I've been using? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it is. Let's see. But we have the nails. And I'm gonna half that. And is there something on this layer? I don't know. The fact that it's there, I wonder if it is. I filled in some stuff around there. I don't know why I just didn't do that on the layer itself. But just to be on the safe side, we'll add another layer. And I'm trying not to focus on those areas because YouTube's hit or miss. I don't think it's the end of the world, because to me these things are like, they're like dolls. But just so YouTube won't get mad, we won't linger on that. So I always forget which one's what. I think. Well, I have the mirror on. When I say that, I mean somewhere in here, one of these. That's the foot. That's the hand. Do I feel like it? I mean, maybe. I don't think you're ever gonna see her feet, but why not? I think I'm gonna cheat a little, because I'd have to do like highlighting and stuff. We fill it in, right? The only thing I hate about this, I wish there were things for the fingernails, because I wish they were longer, because that's all you get. And I wish they were longer. I'm gonna come over here and not that. Bun does not what? Multiply? That's not bad. I wanted to see if there was an option so that because you can see the regular nails are just done. Like they're the best I could do making nails look like nails at the time. So I just wanted something where the detailing could come through. Screen. Oh, and it kind of matches the vibe. It might be a bit too bright. I wish this remembered where it left me off at, because it just takes me back up to the top. Overlay? Overlay becomes too red. Oh, that's not so bad. And it does match some of it, the vibe. Like, it's in there, but, like, at the same time, it's not. But it does get, like, the shine and stuff through. So I might allow that. I know, do I want to do that? If I do that, I'm not going to feel like doing that. So, you can do longer nails, technically. I hate it because, so these nails, right? They're like right up on the body. Right, I guess. Because it's just adding another layer, it's not changing these. Give it a moment. If you go into outfit, and we can just go into our own outfit, because the leggings was a bodysuit, like I said. And they don't have a nail area. However, there is something interesting they do. If I... Hold on. Because they're on the other hand. If I do this, right? If we cover the ends, we can tell the top floats off of it. But if you go in here, there is... I have to find it. Unless they suddenly got rid of it. Did I pass it? I did. Flatten fingers, stretch fingers. There is something like that, right? Trying to remember which one. Are these the bottom? No, that's the top. So if we get rid of... So you theoretically could do something like long nails with this. The issue is it floats off of it. So at first glance it might look okay, but if I ever wanted to do a close-up of her hand, you'd see it and that would bother me. So the somewhat of an option, it's not the best option. I wish they just gave us the means ourselves. I just don't like that. Oh, this must have been the thumb. Yeah, my bad. I forgot. For some reason I thought the thumb was at the other end. So that's the pinky. So it'd be like that, right? And at first glance, if you shaped it right, it would work. I think it's... Now I'm just curious. Because you'd have to bring that up to find it and then like bring it in. It's a whole bunch of like fussing just to get it. And at the end, it still like floats off the hand. And I don't know, my brain's not happy about it. It's not like that like major. It's just I know, right? First of all, because it's such a small piece like this, getting it right, I just don't think the shape's gonna be any good. Like, that's just gonna be a mess. At first glance, it's not so bad, but I don't know. Then it only comes to a point, too. It doesn't flatten out. You can probably bring it out a little, but as you can see, it's kind of already decided the shape. But I do hope in the future, because it's not that big of a deal. Like with the buttons, if I really wanted to, I could make some basic nail shapes to add on. It'd be annoying to attach them all, because I played around with that idea before for my own model, and you'd have to make the nail, and then it always imports too big, so then you have to size it down and get the size right, and then you had to move it. And I think that's the part that annoyed me the most, was moving it, right? To make sure it's angled right and it's pushed against the finger right. And I just ultimately didn't do that for my model, but it was a thought. But yeah, that is an option if you're willing to mess with it. Especially if you're just thinking like long matte nails. That would be the easiest. And you know they're gonna be like stilettos. You're gonna like poke a man's eye out. But I think for now, these short little guys, that's something I can maybe add later. When I'm done, I think I'm gonna have to keep a list of whose model needs what. And in her case, it's the translucents and the buttons and maybe nails? I don't know. I think if I was to go farther and like bring her over into Blender, I could just stretch out the UV and shape it, but I don't typically do all of that, so I'm not the best at it, and I probably would rather just make basic nails that attach on. But yeah, I am happy about that. I decided to change the hair. I don't know why this color. I don't know what happened. Like, I do know what happened, and I just didn't change it. I don't know what I changed it to. Alright, so originally I thought I had a color palette in mind, and this hair color is from that color palette, but I didn't like it. But I just never changed the hair color from it, and I focused on the rest of the outfit. I think I got away with it for so long because it's an olive, so it has a good bit of yellow to it. So the yellow matches the yellow in the outfit, and it complements the purple to some extent. So, and I had already done the eyes and the eyebrows, and I guess at the time I didn't feel like changing it. So, currently, nothing actually changed. I'll overwrite anyway, just in case. But right now, that's Brioche. Something, I'm gonna say she's subject to change. This is where she is currently. She could easily not be this by the release of the game, right? Because, like I said, I'm gonna make everyone, and that'll give me time to think about, like, the older models, and then move them over into Unity and work on them. Because I imagine the older ones might be a bit all over the place. But as I go, I'll get something more, I'll figure out what kind of works together across the models. Because I'm also debating if I want to keep the outline on. Because right now I think it's only on her body, it's not on her clothes. No, it's on her clothes, right? Yeah, like if you move a certain way, you can see it along her outlines. You can see it in the folds of her clothes a bit. It is. It's just for some reason, I guess I must have it really narrow. But for the time being, this is what she is. And I'm gonna say she is subject to change, just in case. Just in case. I look at her and I'm like, never mind. But we'll see. I'm glad I painted her nails. It's just a cute purple color. Which means all her appendages essentially are purple. Her boots, her nails, and her glasses. And then it centers back on the purple. So that's, to me at least, that's good color balance. I don't know if I, like, because in one hand, I feel like if I change her hair color now, it would be weird. Because it either needs to complement the outfit, and in a weird way, this olive does, or what? I change it to black? And then, like, that's so heavy. I feel like it would make her head feel heavy compared to the rest of the outfit. Because there's no black worked in anywhere else. The closest thing is that belt. And at that point, I don't like the idea of having black up here, this darkness here, without bringing something down to the bottom. That's just how I like to balance it out visually. That's just a me thing. I don't know if that's an actual, I think I just picked up on that on my own. But that's just the thing I like. I don't know if that's, like, taught. I can't recall learning it anywhere, I'll say it that way. But yeah, where she is currently, and hopefully she'll look better with the transparency, because, like, I'm not gonna lie, I like the shirt, but it has, like, it just makes me think, like, 80s mom. And I'm like, once the transparency, I'm gonna have to trust the process. Once the transparency hits it, it'll kind of, it won't feel quite that way. It's all in the material, right? So I think where she is currently, I like it. It's fun. The only thing then is to hope the opacity fixes my problem. So adding transparency to the shirt and the stockings. So the only unsure I really have currently is her hair color. I suppose it could be, if I do change it, it could be purple because it is a bit hard to see the purple of the glasses depending on how close you are. So that's an option. It would be like a lilac, right? That actually might be kind of pretty. The issue is to test it. Oh my gosh, am I giving this girl lilac hair right now? I might be. I don't know. Um, it doesn't really matter which one I'm in because they all use the same hair texture. Wah, 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 wah. Oh, I'm so my brain for some reason thinks it should load even if I don't click. The thing is, I colored it directly, so I can't just come in here and mess with the color. This is on this whole time? Oh yeah, I guess it does need to be on this whole time. I also don't know why that's the outline color. Does it show? Honestly, I can't tell. It looks black to me. I mean, it must have been. I wonder if they added, I haven't gone through everything yet, but I do wonder if they added this to the rest of the body. I don't think they did. I don't think they did. I don't think I'm gonna look and they're gonna have done it. I don't know why I bothered changing that because we're about to test this out as lilac. Let me see. Okay. That was me fixing something on the shirt because I wanted to separate the buttons. There's nothing else in here. This is all her textures. Brains mush. This is the critter. I just want to take this. Take the PNG actually. I always forget what it's under. Is it just an adjust? Will this what? I mean, maybe. We can get it right. My mouse is so wonky. That's just a pretty color, but it's not what I'm looking for. I don't think this is gonna work this way. I might have to. It's just easier on me the other way. Hold on. Is it? It's weird because I swear there was something else I used to use. I'm just messing around until I remember what I'm doing with my life. Hello? Sorry. Ugh. Yeah, that's not it either, though. Take the magenta out. Actually, that does it. My mouse is being weird. Sorry about that. No, this isn't what. I don't know. I don't know why my brain is mush. Is it just you? I'm so silly. I think it's just you. Are we colorizing? Yeah, we're colorizing. I feel like it would have to be a little lighter. Not that light. Do we want to try this? Just to get an idea at least, because I fuddled around a bit too much. We're going to do a save as. And for some reason this is a 1. And I don't know why it has a 1. I don't remember what I was doing that I gave it a 1. So anyway, I guess this is a 2. Save. Ore. And then we go back over here. And we import. Just to get an idea. Maybe I'm you start with the other hair? It may just not be a good shade of purple for this. Like, it's too bubblegum, right? Yeah, I think that's the issue, because adding that helped a little. But I just don't know. And then I'll have to change, if that's the case, then I'll have to change her eyebrows. I don't know. Because then I feel, is it too much at that point? Oh my gosh, my mouse. I don't know what, I think it might be the program. I think the program's getting mad. Maybe the program didn't like the change. The idea of it, I'm kind of used to the other color, I'm not gonna lie. Because I know I was gonna do different color variants, maybe I just won't worry about it, and this is just a color. I don't know, because I think that's the issue. I think it kind of matches a little bit of the purple in the skirt, and you think that would fix it, but that's not the issue. I think one problem is it being around her head, at least this specific shade of purple, is too cool tone for my liking, and it doesn't look nice. It's cute, and maybe if I had done it first, I'd like it more. I want to try one more, alright? So let's undo. Let's try just like a darker, but like maybe more mute purple. Just to see. This is more neutral. I don't think this leans red or blue. I might lean a little blue. Hold on then. I need to actively... I know, this is what half of this process is. Just me figuring out colors because I have trouble making up my mind. Oh yeah, sorry. This. Yeah. I think it's too warm. What a darker purple. Wow. I feel like it would against our skin, but it may not look good with the rest of the outfit. I save. Let's see. Import. Yeah, I like it more against the skin. But it doesn't, it clashes in a weird way. Because all the other purple, because the next big section of purple is this guy, and it's clearly a cooler purple. Even though if you zoom in, it does have specks of yellow in it that complements, but it has so much blue that it just makes the whole area feel cool. So having this redder purple is a little weird, and it doesn't even match, because this purple in here is more of a nude, like the purple that's used as a shadow. It's, oh my gosh, what is going on? It's the purple at the bottom of the shoes, and if I had to say, it's, oh my goodness, there. I feel like it leans more neutral. It's not, but it probably does lean a little more blue. So even though this looks pretty against her skin, because her skin's warm, so the warmth goes together well. It doesn't really clash. It doesn't look good with the rest of the outfit. And like, it's weird, right? Because in real life, you're not really you don't have to worry about that if you don't really want to. If the outfit itself looks good, I guess it could clash on you because of like skin tone and stuff like that. Like everyone has the like tones. But like, because I have control of this, right? It'd be one thing if the character already existed and I couldn't change the hair color. Then I'd have to do something about the outfit. But I'm creating her, and in all truth, she does look nice with purple, but it doesn't work here. So I'm curious if I put back on this one. I'll be honest, I don't know. Like that Pacific purple wasn't working. Maybe the lighter purple could have worked if I had gotten it right. This green now, that's what I'm not surprised. I got used to seeing it, right? So like I think it has to be a purple. It's just not that dark, like red purple. So should I try, because we are kind of leaning like lighter pastels, maybe more of like a grayish purple, like that silvery kind of purple. So something similar. All right, because I undid it. Yeah. To what we had. And I don't know why it's on that. I like being on this one. So if I try to go neutral, I don't think that'll work. I think it needs to be a cooler purple. It's just going to be a little weird. So... let's try here. Let's start here and see what I get. So why don't I like it? Because I think if I'm just looking at the colors, it does go with it. I don't think there's enough depth to it. Because also it may not have been as obvious, but what are they doing upstairs? But with the green, around the like edges is darker. And there is like this root thing, but it's not as obvious to me on the purple. So I'm wondering... I think I know what I have to do. I have to open the original critter file. And the issue is I think I accidentally merged, didn't I? Yeah, so that's that. I didn't remember merging the lines down. I was going to change everything separately. I think I'd have to redraw the hair then, right? Fuck. Unless there's something in here I'm missing. Yeah, because here's what it is, and I don't know if it makes sense. But the yellow, I mean it is kind of yellow. This like olivey color that is the base is clearly different from this more like leaf green I worked in. But when you colorize, you lose that depth. And that's what I'm noticing with the purple hair. So if I don't colorize, I'll keep it. So I don't think I have to mess with this. I need to go back to this and just not colorize. So, so what is the purple on this guy? Over here? Yeah, because you can actually see that stays more red and it's not just a different shade of purple. However, we're kind of leaning more... Am I going to have to lean into the blue a lot more than I thought? Well, it depends, right? If we mess with the saturation, that might be a bit too much. Maybe up in here? Oh, we're still in lightness. Sorry. I don't know what it is with me and... Mm, let's try this. Let's try this and see where I am. Oh. It's getting there. I think... What's wrong? What's my brain thinking? Maybe it could be lighter? Like a little lighter? I had, like, because this... The ends of it make me think of the purple I've been using in my shading. So I think it does hang out, and I'm gonna have to change the under hat. It's still the other color. I don't hate that. I don't hate it. I just need to find the right shade and make sure I kept my depth. I might try that. I do have one other issue then. I need to do the eyebrow. I need to do the facial hat, the eyebrows, the eyelashes, the eyeline to match it. I think that's it though. I do like it. It works. It's just finding the right shade. I think in theory, any colors can go together if you find the right shade of that color. So I think we're gonna make the purple work. I just gotta fix some things. This is why I get like a character. This is why I'm probably gonna only be able to get like a character a week done. Although, even though nothing really changed, I need to get to you. Yeah? I wonder if I export it and do the same thing. How do I just... I think I just match it in the program, right? Alright. So there's something interesting about the program that I've noticed, and I think it's kind of weird. Let me pull out my thing. We get a color near the end. So here's something interesting for you. When you do this, it makes this edge really weird. Like it brightens it like that. But if I go over it this way, it doesn't do that. And I prefer this. And it's a little annoying because it's easier to color the whole thing on this. But if you're concerned about the edge, you have to go back over the head anyway. So to get the whole head, and I don't even know where. Let me make this bigger so I can like catch everything. It's not reading quite right. Okay. I wonder how much of the... Did I get it? Yeah, I think I got that well enough that I don't have to go over it. So let me see if I can find this area I'm missing. Alright. So now my ends are good. And I don't have to worry about them. So now I can fill in. Because it's just the edge that does that. I don't know why, but it's just the edge that does that. And I think we're off. Nope. There. And then at first glance, it looks all nice together. Yeah. So now I have to fix, like I said, the facial hair. Overwrite, because we're no longer using that green currently. Watch me decide that the green looks good on like another version of her, and I'm sad. Because then I'm gonna have to remake it. Well, I made my decisions. So, face. Eyebrows? Do I have them? I do, right? I have them exported. So, I think I can close. I need to do a save as. I had to make sure before I close everything that it is saved as a critter. Because even if it's like the littlest thing, because boing. I just don't want to lose like the layers. Even this glasses. Her glasses technically have a texture. And this is the same texture used on the skirt and the boots. I just figured I'd bring it up. And then the shirt. Save as. I wasn't expecting to do this. This was supposed to be a very short, like, update, and I'm showing you my work process. Because why not? And I don't need this, so we won't save what I did here. No. So we did that, which is all good. And now I need to open... We'll open you. And you. Wrong button. And eyelashes. The eyelashes might get exported. No, sorry. Eyelashes. Why don't my eyelashes have a thing? The eyeliner does, but the eyebrows... What are they doing? Well, open these. And now... Alright. So I need to do something. And the problem is, I don't think that passes over, does it? Oh my gosh, I think it does. Hold on. Yes! Save as. I couldn't remember if like you could do that. Or if I only remembered it on the specific file. That makes it so much easier. I don't have to try to like play a matching game. Filter. Yes. Save as. That makes this. I love that for me. I love that for me so much. Alright, and then same thing. I'm about to rush over to save as, silly me. So now save as. Okie dokie. And now we'll go into your face. So this is eyebrow, and we import the new eyebrow, and then eyeliner, and then import the new eyeliner, and then eyelashes. And we import the new eyelashes. Nope. There we are. And now everything's good. Except for that. I gotta go fix that. Trying to see around the glasses how the eyebrows look. They made it where you can zoom in real close. You used to not be able to zoom in this close. I think it like stopped you about like up in here. And they're like, sure, get in those pores. Get in those pores and get lost when you gotta move the fucking camera. Alright. That going on here is one of these layers. I think it's you. Nope, not what I want. Yeah, it's you. Alright, so you're probably like, why? Because how the eyeliner's like plane, I guess, is shaped, I don't like it. So to do the in here, I just do that myself. So it should be locked. I just need to get a color that might work. Oh, fuck. First of all, undo that. Oh, wrong button. I need to put it on the mirror. And then carefully do that, because for some reason I did on the same layer as the waterlining I did. Well, I don't know if I should call it waterlining, but there's no like this. I don't know why I like to add it. Just like the bottom edge should be pink, and then like to some extent it's like the edge is modeled in there. It's just like I don't think anyone ever draws it pink. Like how it is in your actual eye, right? I get it. It's a minute detail, so I shouldn't be surprised no one's doing it. I chose the wrong shade. It should be this one. Or am I daft? What? I'm having no time of it. Hold on, now I gotta see. Why does that look so much more darker? Like, to the point I don't like it. Like... Wait, what? Okay, that's weird. Because it wasn't picking up. Here, let me do something. Put that away. Go over to the eyeliner. Right? Get whatever's right in the corner. Yeah, it is a bit darker. I guess the glasses are messing with it. I don't remember... But yeah, that's better. I do have to go over it though, in here. Because it does the same thing the head does, just on a smaller scale. Alright, and I think that's it. I don't think anything else had the color that I would need to go back and fix. So currently, me and something. I'm gonna have to mess with this mouse again. I don't know if the mouse is just being janky or if it's just the sensitivity. Because I mess with it all the time. Kind of. I complain about it a lot, I'll tell you that much. But, okay, I'm glad we changed the hair color. I might tweak it a bit. I'll have to see it with fresh eyes later because I've been staring at her for too long. So I'm gonna have to see her with fresh eyes later and see if I still like this specific shade of purple or if maybe it needs to be like lighter. But I think that concludes. I'm happy we changed that. I'm happy I gave her the Hime bangs after all. I like the moody ones. I did. They were fun. But Brioche comes from a pretty, like... I don't want to give too much away because it is kind of important to the story. But she's well off, you know? So this kind of fits that. Even if it doesn't fit her personality, I feel like what's been instilled in her to some extent, it speaks for that, even if it's not heavily obviously touched on. I think her grandmother would be like, how dare you have your hair in your pretty little face, and she'd say something about it. So, I think we can wrap up today. Somehow I went for an hour because this is supposed to be an update. You weren't supposed to watch me work, but that's what happened. I hope the music was loud enough and I hope the mic is fixed. So what might have been happening, and I had this guess the last time, and I did a bit of a test and it sounded all right, but it could have went south as I was recording. So I don't know, just I guess to wrap this up, the mic saga that wasn't really. So I have a Blue Yeti mic, and at some point Blue Yeti was bought by, or maybe it always was with Logitech. I think it was bought by Logitech. And they have a program for it that you can mess with the settings in. And when I listen to it through the program, it sounds absolutely fine. I'm not getting that weird fuzziness, crackling. It's like it's picking up on noise. Then I'm like, why are you picking up a noise? And I think a part of it might be the new space is kind of echoey. The old space, how it was set up, I don't think it echoed as bad, but I think it is a bit more echoey in this room. So I think that's also a part of the problem. But even then, in the program, I just didn't hear it as badly. But if I'm listening back through OBS, I just notice all the little things wrong with it. So I'm like, well, OBS should be picking up on the mic, but with the program, it should be picking up on what the program's doing. So there must be a disconnect that wasn't there before. And what it hit me was previously OBS, I think I downloaded it directly from the site, but this time around, I got OBS through Steam. I don't know why. I think it was to keep it with the updates a bit better. I don't know. It just automatically updates, and I haven't had to press anything in ages. So maybe at the time I was just like constantly saying, "Oh, I'll update later, I'll update later," and this just made it automatic. Maybe that's what I was doing, because the program I use, because I use my phone as my camera, so the program I use on that, it's constantly telling me I need to update, and I always tell it later. I wish it would tell me when I'm closing. Hey, do you want to update before you close? Because when you tell me going into the program, it's because I need to use the program now. I don't feel like waiting for the update. So, getting back on track, it seemed to be a plugin issue, and I'm hoping I might have to mess with the settings again, but I'm hoping that fixed a lot of the issues, and it's not as bad in this recording. Because had I had my original setup, I think I would have already had the plugin in there. But because OBS is saved somewhat differently now, the plugin wasn't there. It was looking for it somewhere else that didn't exist anymore. So I think that's the problem. And I'm hoping I fixed it. And then I think I'm just rambling now. You know how I get. Alright. So I showed you Brioche. I'm currently really happy with her. She's subject to change, though. I can always let myself come back and realize there's something more I want to do. I don't know when I'll show you the guys. I might show you some. I guess they're like supporting cast, because they'd be from like her memories and stuff. I might show you Lorraine next. I might make her next, because she and Brioche are related. So I'm wondering if I just make her look a lot like here's the thing though, they're related like way back. So I don't know how much she'd really look like her. Like honestly, Lorraine, she's definitely, I don't know why, but she's like a redhead, like cartoon redhead, right? In my head. So it's like literally the color red. And her skin, she's pale. I think she has freckles, but she probably covers them up with makeup. So yeah, I think she's not as endowed as Brioche, but I feel like she's very like petite model-esque. That's just her frame, I think. She might be a little taller than Brioche. Yeah, I think Brioche, because I like this thing about it. Overwrite? Currently, at least. Okay, because if you go to body, it shows you how tall they are. She's this tall because she has boots on. But without those boots, she was like 160, I think. So I think is she a little shorter than me? Am I 165? I gotta remember. But her boots added a little bit, because she was 160 when I made her. So I'm like, oh, she's 5 foot something. I think I need to see what like 6 foot is in centimeters. I don't remember off the top of my head. I can do that now. Where's my mouse? Let's see. It's 182. So even in heels, how tall is she now? Even in heels, she's 5. Oh, she's a bit over 5'5" in heels. So she was like 5. She was just 5 feet, right? She was a little, a smidge over 5 feet. I'm sorry, she's not 5'5" in heels. She's like 5'6" in heels. It's showing feet in like decimal and not in like feet in inches. So my brain saw 5'5", but it's saying 5.5 feet. So she's like 6 inches in heels, but her actual height is a bit over 5 feet. God, what? Why are you wearing 6-inch heels? They cannot be that. They are not that tall. They are not that tall. She has like supports inside the boots. That's what that is. I could make her shorter. I could make her shorter. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna let her have it. I'm gonna let her have it. She was a little over 5, probably like. She was a little 5 something. Not quite 5'5". This brings her up way too much. This is so silly. It's so silly. Anyway, regardless, heels or not, in my head, Lorraine is like 6 foot. So she's still taller than her. So it'll be fine. So I think we'll work on Lorraine next. I don't know. There's a dude named Hugh who's kind of in. There's a thing that's like, I might have to make I might have to make him one after all, even though he doesn't pop up much. Like some of the characters that don't really pop up much, but they might be like side characters to the side characters. I think I'm gonna make like a really basic one of those, like, you know how in like the background of animes you have essentially it's the same like model and then like the face is shadowed out. I'm probably gonna do that, so there'll be like a male and a female version, and maybe the clothing sometimes changes colors, but like I think I might just do that for if I ever need a crowd of people, because I also need some silhouette, like some just shadowed out figures. So that's also a thing I need to do. I gotta make a list. That's what I meant to do before I even started, but I got ahead of myself and walked on Brioche. So I think we're good. I think the next person I'll work on is Lorraine. I won't tell you anything else about her other than they're distantly related. I guess I'd go ahead and get Hugh out of the way, and then the shades and people who aren't shades but clearly aren't like defined enough characters, they'll do those basic models I said. I don't think I'll show you making those, but like the next upcoming update, we'll just have all of them together in it, and probably like a picture or something, so I don't have to go back. My throat is telling me to wrap it up. I'm just in thinking mode now, so I'm thinking out loud. So yeah, Brioche, the more I look at her, the more I'm glad I changed the hair. It looks better. I think a different version of her could maybe have that. Because the only thing is, I'm thinking, am I changing out the textures? It's the same outfit, but everything, like, color-wise is changing. So am I just changing the color, or should I change out the textures? I don't know. It might be fun. But I think I'll worry about that a little later. Right now, the base default version of Brioche feels pretty much done. I just have to do the stuff I need to do with her in Unity. And in Unity, I can, so I don't technically need to like do everything in Vroid. So I don't have it on my model, but when it comes to the textures, you know, so if we go back to outfit and you see how, don't know, okay, you see how we have this. Because I'm deciding there's at least 4, so I can make a grid, like a 2x2 grid of this shot. Change out whatever this is, as long as it's in a perfect little grid. And then over in Unity, I can tell it to switch the the positioning of the texture and essentially swap out the outfit on one model. So she's done. It's just making more textures that get swapped out. And it would be the same thing for the skin, the eyes, everything. And that way I can essentially how like models, I don't remember my toggles right now because it's been a while, but it's essentially how you would make a toggle. In my case, my stuff like appears and disappears. Like I can make these, my little hand guys disappear. I have tails that you can't see from here because I'm solo, but I can make them disappear as well. So you can make toggles that just switch out your textures as well. And that's what I'll have to do. So she's done, which is why I was also making a big fuss about the face, because everyone's essentially going to have the same face. It's just going to come in different colors. Because once you change too much, it's not the same character. So I am debating on if the print stays the same, but the color is different. I think how the colors are laid out, I will keep it that way. So the hair, the nails, the skirt, the shoes will match. And then the stockings, the shirt will match. I think we'll definitely keep it that way, just for consistency across all the models. But I think that's it. Yeah, I think we'll do it that way for consistency across the models. I might have to fuss a bit when it comes to the nails and the there's a little bit of lip color I added, because the thing is I have a bunch of these skins that I made ages ago that are already pre-made, so I don't need to shift this color per se. But there are like a couple little things that need to be fixed about them, which is why when we were on the body, I had that other layer I had to check to make sure I knew what it was. It was the shading at the top of the neck, because there was because the original shading, somehow I missed a spot. And that's just how I've been fixing it. Whoops. So yeah. I know how to do it. It's just deciding what it's gonna be. If it's just the same outfit, different colors, or this outfit with different... I think it'd be more fun if it's different textures. So it's deciding 3 more sets, essentially. And I just have to do it on the same thing, following what I already have. Because I have the critter files, the shading and stuff, I won't have to redo. It's just replacing this texture, essentially. And then deciding on the colors. So if I essentially here I have purple and yellow, and yeah, there's some green in here, but this is primarily a purple yellow match. So it would be the other ones too, a red and a green, and then a blue and an orange. All right, but there's a 4th one, which, so here's the thing, greens popped it because on this one there's definitely a heavy set of green. And then green's already there. So I wouldn't want that. Purple's already here. What am I gonna... Unless I do like a monotone one that's like black and white. I mean, that's a thought. We could do that. We could do that. Yeah, so the shirt and the stockings would be like an off-white, I think. And then the purple would be the gray. Would be like a gray to dark to essentially black. I think we could do something like that. I think that would be neat. Yeah. All right. So sorry, this is just how my time is when I'm working on stuff. This is just how I work through it. So I'm gonna go make my list of all the models I can think of right off the top of my head that I'm gonna need. And I think I can just go ahead. I think I'll just post this. I've been rambling. Hopefully the mic's not bad. Oh, well, if it is, I'm not redoing this. So I suppose that concludes today's update. Until then, I guess.